Hey guys, it's Rich with another Monday Spot in Pagan Perspective. This week we're talking about Scientology. One of our viewers asked the question because they've noticed a lot of things in the news about Tom Cruise and his whole divorce with Kate and all that stuff. And they asked about what our views were on Scientology. And I'll put the whole topic in the bottom bar so I don't have to read through it all. You don't have to hear me stumbling through the question, all that good stuff. But basically, their question is, or their situation is, that they're open to all kinds of religions as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, but they also think that it might be a cult where, you brainwash people, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know much about Scientology, but from what I do know and from what I have read, it does very much seem like a cult. Granted, at the basis, it seems like a legit, does good for the person type of religion. Basically, at the core of their religion is that your soul has been on separate planets and has lived many lifetimes and such, but then whenever it came to Earth, your soul forgot that it is, in fact, an immortal being that is omniscient and all that stuff. And you have lost your soul has lost its memory as to its place in the universe, being, an all-knowing, being that is immortal. And it's basically where they take and you have to pay money for the course to go through like a soul regression where you go through prior turmoil and all that, and you have to deal with all the pain in your life all over again in order to get traced back to the original, hey, this is what my soul knows. And the whole subject of paying money for a course like that, yes, you should be compensated for your time and energy and all that stuff that is put into a project of that caliber, but is it really beneficial to put yourself through prior turmoil all over again, to relive all the turmoil of your life all over again? Is it that big of an impact on you and yourself to relive all of that? Do you really gain that much out of it? Personally, I don't think so. And the fact that they of course most likely charge a sizable amount for this, then only certain people can get it, certain people of wealth. And basically, those are the people that you usually see in Scientology. And they also have a lot of mystical purposes and stuff like that deal with that, with their religion, which I'm not exactly too well versed in, and maybe somebody else that has researched it more can enlighten more on that subject. But basically, do I think it's a cult and do I think it's harmful? My question is, to what ends how do you see that your soul regains that immortality or that knowledge of the universe by going through turmoil? I didn't quite understand that part. And why would you purposely put yourself through pain to gain more knowledge and all this and that? How do you gain more knowledge by harming yourself and harming your emotional state all over again? It just doesn't make sense to me. Just because it doesn't make sense to me does not mean it won't make sense to you. And a reason I think it might be a cult is because of the money that they bring in and such. And it can also be argued that, yes, Catholics are a cult because of how rich they are and how much money people give. And, even when they die, they give so much money to the church and all that stuff. And it can be construed as that, yes. So I do see that there is a double standard. And do I think Catholics are right for charging as much as they do? No. Or for the services provided, do I think people should give all of their money to the Catholic Church? Of course, it's their own choice, but I personally wouldn't. I would, for one, spend all my money while I'm alive, because even though you may believe that you can't take it with you, or even though you believe that you will live another life and such, still, either way, you can't take it with you, so why not spend it while you can and have as grand of a life as possible? Even though, if you are wrong, at least you know that you've lived a full and happy life. So, I don't see the point in having such large amounts of money in any form of religion. What are you saving all that money for? And if, even with the Catholic Church, they say so much about, the impoverished this and the impoverished that, why do you have so much money and you can't give any to the poor? Stuff like that. So, this has turned kind of into a what do you do with your money churches type of lecture more than a Scientology. But, on the bright side, I do want to point out that I have read that Scientology is very big into prison reform, which, good on them. The Narcanon for drug addicts to go to sober up and become productive members of society without a drug problem. Good on you. But still, it's the amount of money that you're charging for your services that I don't really think is all that well. So, provided I don't know the amount of money offhand. So, I'm sure it can be found fairly easily. These are my views. Take them as you will. Leave opinions, comments, whatever in the bottom bar. I may in the future do a separate video on my personal channel on Scientology whenever I've studied it more and know more about it to give a more educated perspective. So next week is Subs Week, and I should be back the week after. It's all going to depend on what's going on with life and everything. So until I see you guys again, may you have a great day and a better tomorrow. Bye-bye.